Hello and welcome back to Helldivers 2 Loadout Roulette. Today's loadout is the BR-14 Adjudicator, the grenade pistol, the pyrotech grenades, so this is an interesting setup, but it has, destruction capabilities, and our armor is the Frontier Marshal, which that Gunslinger perk is going to be 2/3 useful. The recoil reduction on a single-shot pistol is irrelevant. The Jaguar helmet, which actually the oranges match and is pretty drippy. Annoyed by how the scarf keeps blending in and clipping through helmets. Does it for all of them. So trying to find one that looks tolerable has been a chore. And the Executioner's canopy, because the reddish brown, or orangish brown kind of goes together. It actually is a pretty good fit, if you ask me. Outside of the neck clipping, which that's a minor thing. But we are up against the automatons. So, it should be an interesting setup. But I will see you in the mission. Okay, so our stratagems are expendable anti-tanks, hover pack, the rocket sentry, and the anti-tank emplacement. Which isn't necessarily the worst. I'm gonna see if I can just yeet this. Yeah. Still got it. Are we talking about that thing? Damn it.
Marking location. South. Heavy. Southeast. 50 meters. I'm out.
Oh well, 6 seconds till I get more rockets, I don't care. So I was thinking about the recent war bond, because I haven't seen anything about it, and this really got the old noggin jogging a fair amount. But what's the cadence? Because, so I have a sneaking suspicion that the recent war bond was meant to come out during the invasion of Super Earth. On the PlayStation website, they reference, kind of laying down the law against the Illuminate and all this. And that would make sense. All the screenshots are on Super Earth, but then the actual, Warbond release date put it after Super Earth. So, I was like, okay, maybe what I had said about the Masters of Ceremony is actually correct, and it was meant to be a year 1 anniversary war bond that they had kind of laying in wait, but they couldn't get the other stuff done in time, so they had to they had to push Masters of Ceremony out so that they could fill that gap and then release this one whenever. That makes sense to me. Because otherwise, the other options are, this is supposed to come out in a couple weeks, but because Arrowhead does their hingadingadurgan, we're all Swedish, we need to take a month off at the same time, because that's what responsible companies do, is have a predominant amount of staff just take a vacation at the same time instead of spacing them out. But so they decide to do that, and instead of having, skeleton crew in case something goes wrong, they just release it early, everybody gets their thing, bing bang boom, done. But the problem with that is then, does this mean our Warbond release cadence is still going off Masters of Ceremony, and we should be getting another one in like a week or two? Or is the cadence now reset, and we will now get one come August? Because that makes a sizable difference in how all this works. Because if they want to do this like, hey, we're gonna do one and then do like another one soon after during summer, that's fine. But in that case, it'd kind of be nice to know ahead of time how this stuff works. Because otherwise it's just kind of awkward.
Outpost destroyed. Engaging terminal.
I don't even have any eats ready. I talked about how I had like only a few seconds and then just completely forgot they existed. I'm glad those guys are dealing with that. But yeah, so I'm just wondering about that, because it really... It kind of makes it weird, because this could work multiple ways.
Requesting advanced weaponry. Calling down objective equipment. Hellbomb armed. Clear the area.
That also does raise the question, are all our war bonds kind of staggered now, or are they all kind of behind? Due to just like this current war bond getting delayed. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here and trying to sort it all out.
I'm out.
Of course.
Calling down a support weapon. Get some! Get some! Reloading! Activating jump pack. Drop ships. Sending in an eagle. Requesting orbital.
Wee, watch my legs wiggle. I've had people in matches or missions too ask me, like, how's the new gun? I think a lot of people are starting to... You're starting to get more people coming back, so you're getting people who are behind on war bonds. And it's kind of funny because it's part because my controller's broken, it's hard to actually type messages. But it's like, it's hard to boil down like the new rifle, the pacifier, because like it needs to be built around kind of like the urchin grenade. It's cool, but it's more of a tool that you build around your whole setup than your typical like thermite or impact, where it's just kind of plug and play. Any brain dead person can slap this in a build and do fine. Thing to note, don't try to hit the front armor on those tanks, god. They are meaty.
Outpost spotted. Requesting air support.
I'ma help homie here out, cause he could probably use a second man here. God, these guys are... I've had good luck lately with teams who are very proactive. Like, I've had a lot of teams who everybody just kind of runs and they just know what they're doing. I was running a bunch of tier 10s just for weapon leveling, so I think I'm used to some of those where you'd think tier 10 would be like the best players, but I think a lot of people don't really... You're either there to sweat, or you're there because you think you're good enough that you don't need to go lower. Because I have had absolute train wrecks.
Forsaken freaks! Calling in a hell bomb.
Oh, mortar. Oh, anti-air. I was about to say, like, why are they having to sit here and hit with a hell bomb?
Hell bomb armed. Clear the area. Last reload.
All the Helldivers came for us.
Spot outpost. Requesting orbital strike.
Going over this build though, all in all, not bad. I haven't needed the pyrotech grenades, probably could swap those out for whatever. The map isn't conducive to anti-tank emplacements. I always hate these planets because everything's these like wind cut or eroded ravines that it's hard to really set up anywhere.
Requesting air support.
Now the planets where it's all like hill, those are great. I love those super hilly terrains where you can walk to one edge of the map and it's just this mountain. You plop a turret down and you can see clear across. Those are the easiest fights you can have. That said, I understand why we don't get a ton of those because they're absurdly broken. Being able to just stand from like here and just shell across to there is a bit overpowered when the turret has the power to smoke almost any structure.
Orbital inbound.
Oh, I saw people talking about this earlier, just came to my head. People were like, oh, we need to have like Democratic Detonation 2 for a war bond. I'm like, honestly, yeah. I really do think we need to have sequel war bonds, like I had said with the Law war bond. It is kind of a Cutting Edge 2, just different named. But I'd be cool with just a whatever 2. It doesn't need to be like slightly different.
Calling an extraction.
The only thing I can see, it just came to me, is you're going to get people who they don't buy it because they don't have the original, and they think you need to have the first to get the second.
Calling in orbital strike. Calling down a sentry.
And I know you might be thinking to yourself, like, why would someone do that? People are dumb, man. When it comes to any system in a game, people will be dumb enough to assume if there's a 2, you have to have... You have to either own or have played, like, whatever the first one is. I've seen people who, you know, after the Fallout show, were like, do I have to play all the Fallout games? It's like, I mean, you kinda can, you don't have to. Or I've seen people who, they get into 76, like, do I need to play the others? Like, no, it's the same with Oblivion, it's the same with Skyrim, same with everything. You don't need to play the previous ones. The only time it is kind of, it's not necessary, but you probably should, is like The Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2. I don't think The Last of Us Part 2 is a good game, but for the sake of understanding the story, yeah, it's probably good to play the first one. But it's not like you're gonna get shipped off to a gulag for failing to play the correct game. Oh, that's not good. I don't really have anything that can help. Ooh.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. I'm out.
Alright. So, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.